Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. It's a brand new week, so we're going to be continuing the space theme. We're going to be taking a trip to LV426, I think it's called Acheron. I think that's how you pronounce the name of the planet, to build Geiger's Xenomorph alien. So this is from Agora Models and Hachette Partworks, and if you want to get hold of this yourself, as you see, we've built the head here. I have put a link in the video description. Not quite sure what we're doing today. I know we're doing some more pipes and stuff on the head here, and I think we're doing some skin pieces as well. I am using a different kind of glue, which I'll talk about later on as well. But this is where we got to in the first two packs. Now, once again, if you do want to get hold of this yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and you can get this all the way from pack one. As for the glue, I am using my normal CA glue, but when it comes to putting magnets on the rubbery velvet material, CA glue is not going to cut it. The reason being is CA glue is actually quite brittle. It dries really hard. So if you get any flex in that, the magnets are just going to ping off. So for that reason, you need a flexible glue. Now, this is in my Amazon store. This is the best stuff I've found for it. It's called Stormshore. And it's basically a flexible repair adhesive, and it's black. The problem with this is it's not instant setting. So you have to put the magnets on, and then you're going to have to wait a couple of hours for it to cure, and then they won't come off. They're going to be absolutely perfect. So unlike super glue, it doesn't stick instantly. But this is the stuff you need to make sure everything stays in place. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to actually film that today, because obviously we don't want to wait to glue dry. It's just going to be like watching paint dry. But let's battle through the pack. We'll see where we get on, and we'll see how we look at the end of this build. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're doing stages 13 to 20 in pack 3. And we're going to start with the head and the skull part 2. Once again, all the things we need do come in these paper bags here. And we do have these rubber tabs which are coming on these plastic parts, which we don't actually want on there. Now, they're saying to just twist them off. I'm going to make a nice clean cut by using my sprue cutters. Now, the first one I need looks just like that. This is going to be going around this edge just here. So I'm going to do a dry fit first. And that's going to go on like that. For this, I can use the normal CA glue. Now, something that, this is an enigma to me. I don't understand this. This is Rocket Hot. Now, I've been using this in replacement of the glue I normally use because it's out of stock, the glue I normally use. What you will notice, I actually glued the lid shut. I didn't mean to do that. But this has been open now for 2.5 months. But look, the glue inside is still absolutely fine. Isn't it weird? So if I just want to use it, I just turn it upside down, which I'm going to put here, put some in the tray. You see it comes out, no problems at all, but I don't actually put a lid on that. I can't figure that one out. So I'm going to make sure all of these channels here are filled with this glue. Again, my normal gluing device that I use, I've glued that completely and utterly up as well. So that's why I haven't got that at the moment. But this glue works just like the other glue that I've been using. If anything, it works a little bit better because it is a lot thinner. So just get this into place. Hold that in. Doesn't take long to set. As you can see, that's in place. Bringing over this massive head that we've been working on. This isn't attached, so I can just take this top section off here. Don't need that. Did I say this was a jaw before? This isn't a jaw. This is the back of the head here. This back of the head is just going to go onto the 2 prongs that we can see there. So they're going to go over the top and lock that into place. They're going to be held into place with the screws that do come in this pack. It is Monday. I don't know if I just referred to that as jaw or back of the head. I haven't got a clue. So I'll get these screws in. One here and one on that side. I could put this to one side. Now we're going to bring over this section here. Some people are asking, why is this clear? It's because there is lights under here to light it up. No idea why this lights up. And then we do have a skin to go over the top of that. But that's what that's all about. We've got these pipes, which I already cut the little discs off the end, because these are actually just going to go down the side here. So again, I'm going to do a quick dry fit to see how this looks. It's this one that I need first, and that's going to go in there. So again, glue that in. Hold that in place. That should be enough to keep that in. Excellent. The next piece we've got is just going to go behind it. Again, I'll do a dry fit to see how that fits in. That looks good. I will put a bit of glue just on this pipe here as well to keep those together. And I'm just going to hold that in place. And when that's in, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 14, we've got the skull and the right leg. Get this out. And once again, before I start, I just want to get my clippers and just take the discs off the front of these pipes. So I'm just going to continue putting these pipes down this head section. So I need this piece first. Then moving down to the next piece, which looks like that. And then finally, this is the last piece, which is just going to go at the back here. And there you go. That's all of that pipe work in on the head. I can put that to one side. And I'm going to be putting more magnets into these sections of this calf skin here. They're going to go in this side in these 4 holes. This is what the magnets look like. And just like last time, I'm going to make sure that I put these all the right way around. So I'm going to put X's on top to make sure I'm putting these all the same way. And now this is where I'm going to be using this Storm Shore glue. So it goes on black, which is really good. You don't need a lot. Now this is mucky stuff to work with, I'm telling you, because it's very gloopy. But believe me, it's going to do the job. So I am putting it on with a cocktail stick so that I can actually keep some control of where this is going. And one in the end here. Once this is cured completely, they're not coming out. Perfect. And then I'm just going to put these magnets into place. I suppose the advantage with them having a slow set time is you can move them around. But you want to try and drop them into the gap here. Because I'm just going to use my cotton buds to help me here. You really don't want to get this glue on the other side as well. So I've got all the X's facing up at the moment. And using my cocktail stick to get that in. That one's free. And the last one. That one's 4. Now, that is going to take quite a long time to cure. So I'm going to keep that to one side. And that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 15, the skull and the right leg part 2. Let's get these out. Bring over the head again. And where we put this piping going all the way down here, we're going to do exactly the same on this edge here now. So all of these are labelled up. So before we cut these off, just check which one we want. We want R4 first, which is this one. And I'm going to just start gluing this into place here. Now you sort of push up from the underside here to get this in, and you do want to make sure it is flush just on that underside. As you can see, that's in perfectly, and we're just going to continue doing this down the side. So the next one is R5, which is on here. Let's cut that tab off. I've actually found it better just to rub this along the side there. See, I find these things out mostly by accident. This does have a lug at the end, which is going to help us to attach that. And when that's in, that's that side done. It's very important to make sure these are seated flat in here, because obviously we want this to sit flat when we actually put it on the head. That's looking good. We can put that to one side again. Bring over the part of the right tibia, which looks like that. And I do have this little bracket to put in here. And this is going to act just like a connector. Get that all the way in nice and tight. And that looks like that. Now bringing over that skin that we've been working on last time, they should be able to stay in just while I'm gluing the top pipes in here. I'm going to need this curved pipe first, and that's just going to go into this end here. So again, I'm going to cut off the tab which says R7 and just hold that into place. And then R6, this one here is just going to go on the other side. For me, it doesn't matter if I get some of this glue just on the other side here, which is making sort of like, I don't know, liquid areas, because this whole thing I'm going to be glossing. I don't like the flat look of it. I want it to have a gloss. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, should be matte, but it's my model, doing my own thing. If there is too much excess, obviously just wipe it away. Like this. Now, you may have to employ some clamps to help keep these into place. Just while I'm working on other things, just making sure everything's all right there. And this will just ensure that that pins down absolutely fine. Again, if you're wondering what clamps I'm using, these are in my Amazon store. But put that to one side. So in stage 16, we're doing the skull and right leg. Let's get all these parts out. This time, bringing this part of the head over, we've got this U-shaped part here, which is basically just going to be going around the front here. So I'm going to hold that into place. There you go. That looks just like that. We then got these smaller bits of pipe here. This one's labelled R9. And these, turning this upside down, just go into the slots underneath here. So again, line everything up, push it in, and hold it in place. And while I've done that side, we're going to do the same on the other side here. And they're both in, so now they look like that. Excellent. What we're going to do with these pieces here, where we created a tab last time, I'm just going to put the other side on, this side here, and with one of the screws, again, hold these two bits together, like that. Now, as you can see, we put magnets in this side here. What we are going to do is we're going to be putting magnets just into these points here. 3 of them slot in, 1 of them stuck in, but I'm not going to do that yet. I've got the magnets here until that's cured. If I don't let that cure, the magnets are just going to come out, which I don't want to do. So obviously I want to find the right polarity when I do that as well. So once that is cured, I can match them up, no problems at all. But that is the end of that stage. In stage 17, we've got the right leg, which looks like this. And we have got a little adapter, connecting adapter again. We also have more magnets. All these magnets are exactly the same, just so you know. As you can see, I'm just keeping them together now. So first thing first, once again, take the connector, put that in this side here, get a screw, and I'm going to be attaching that into place. Perfect. And then once that's done, we can put that to one side. And then once again, just like I said last time, where I put these magnets in, we want to put magnets in these 4 holes just here. Now, again, I'm not sure of the polarity. So this I can do. Just going to check the polarity that I need by holding this down. Yep. Now, I already know the polarity of these, so just like last time, I'm just going to separate these. And once again, I'm going to use some of this Storm Shore into all of these holes. And remember what I said, this is going to take a good 24 hours to cure. But it should hold those magnets in, no problems at all. This stuff does have a potent smell to it, just so you know. But I'll get all of these magnets into place. Excellent, they're in like that. Let that dry. In stage 18 here, we've got some more parts for the right leg. We're going to be taking what we've just had here and putting this new piece that I've got just onto this area like that. And once again, plenty of screws in this one and some more magnets. And screw that into place. In stage 4, we had this skin and we also made this. So this is basically just clips onto that section like that. We need to put some magnets in this side as well. So I'm going to make sure that the magnets are the same way round. Just check the polarity of them. So I am putting them all the same way round. And once again, I will put these down like this. Once again, I'm just dropping, I'll put some Storm Shore in here. I'm just dropping these magnets into place. Because what's going to happen is this stage here is going to go along this edge. I'm hoping that's not going to move the other magnets. It shouldn't do. Like that. That's excellent. I haven't put magnets on this side yet, but I will do. Because then this is going to be going on top of this area just like this here. Now what I've done this now, because when these magnets are inside on this side, it's going to make sure I've got the right polarity on this side, because they're automatically going to stick to it. Quite a clever little thing to do. So make sure that the tab on this side here is going into the hole, like that. And I'm going to be holding that in with these connectors. So one here, and one here, down the middle. And then 2 connectors just down this end here. One there, and one here. Now, if I can give you any advice on this build, you don't want to rush things. You really, really do need to ensure, get that in, that your glue is fully cured before you even attempt to put those magnets together. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time, because once they come apart, it's going to be hard to secure them again because you've already got a layer of glue in there, which means you have to get rid of that glue, and it's just a nightmare. You really don't want to do that. So do give it time to cure. Now also, a thing to note that I'm only using that Storm Shore stuff on the rubbery material. I'm not using it on the plastic material. The plastic material can have just normal CA glue because that's rigid. It's not going to move. But because this is able to move, that's why you need a flexible adhesive for that. So plastic, use CA glue. If it's rubber, you want to use the Storm Shore stuff. Now for that reason, there's nothing now stopping me putting the magnets in this side. So I'm just going to see what orientation they're going to go in. They're going to just clip into place just like that, as you can see. Get this out. And I'm going to be dropping some CA glue this time where the magnets are going to go. And they should orientate themselves, I'm hoping. No problems at all. So one in here. Perfect. And the magnetic force of the other side is going to help get these in. Number 2. Perfect. Number 3. Perfect. And number 4. Perfect. As you see, they're all in place. That skin's going to hold on, as you can see. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 19, we're doing the right leg. So we've got a couple of parts here. Check that out. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to be taking the smaller metal section looking like that first. And that's going to be going into the end just here. That there. The second one, I'm sort of making some ribs here, is just going on the other side. So that's going to go on like that. All metal, this rib here. It's going to be held in from the other side with some of these silver screws. Now, these are metal screws. So let's get these in. Bit of oil, because we are going into metal. And that's one. And then just do the same on the other side. And that one's 2. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage is the ribs and the right leg again. Back to the right leg. Get all these out. And the first thing I'm going to do is take one of these rib sections here. And I'm going to be putting this into, this is all metal, I think this is great. putting this into this section here, there is a locating lug to help us put that in, and we have got a silver screw to attach that with. I've still got one left over from the previous stage. I'm actually going to use that one. It just saves opening the bag up here. It's the same size, so get that in. Bring over the ribs we've been working on before, and this is just going to be going into this part next to it here, like that. So now I am going to have to open this bag because I need a screw just to put in this side. And there we go. That looks like that. It's getting quite heavy because, as I said, this is metal. Put that to one side, and we've got this piece of the leg here, which once again we are going to be putting one of these adapters in. That's just going to go in here, and it's one of these black screws. I've already got one open, but I do save all the screws on this build and get that screwed in on this side. And with that and that completed, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. Obviously, I can take these off now because that piping is now in place. But I can't really do anything until this Stormshore is secured for the magnets here. But definitely use Stormshore on flexible material. You can use your normal CA on the rigid plastic. I will be honest with you, I am out of my comfort zone. I don't like leaving things unfinished, but as I said, this Stormshore stuff is going to do the job, but it does take 12 hours to cure. I think I should have only put one row of magnets in there as well, but as you see, I put them all in that one. I think I was meant to put one row in that one there, but it's not going to make a difference at the end of the day. I thought if I put them in there first, then I don't have to worry next time about waiting for them to cure. But quite a fiddly little thing, lots of glue, so you do need to be methodical when you're putting things in, otherwise you're going to get yourself into a little bit of mess. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link once again down here to the Agora Models website, and it's also available in the UK through Hachette Partworks. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.